Welcome to this episode of Live Decoded. My guest today is no other than Jil Maurice, somebody who is known in Germany for his modeling career, but also managed to win multiple championship titles in some athletic sports here as well. He also founded a lot of different companies, so I'm trying to get now behind it. How does he do it? What is with his mindset and how does he cope with stress, hate and pressure? All that in one episode, and if you want to jump to any chapters, just look into the descriptions, there you find the timestamps. And now, thank you very much for your support, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. International degrees, business founder, modeling, German athlete. Where the fuck is your limit?
Oh, I have no limits.
Nothing?
The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. So I'm just using my time wisely. So why should I waste my time for something which is not important, right? I really want to make an impact, whether it's regarding getting a degree, whether it's regarding education, or regarding business, or regarding making myself feel better. There's no limits.
Do you think there are any other areas in life, any other sports, any other area that you might experience in the next few years or want to do in the next few years?
What's really interesting to me is innovation.
Yeah.
So this whole AI thing, which is currently going on, is extremely interesting to me. Likewise, as the Web3 was earlier, blockchain technologies, etc.
Yeah, NFTs and everything.
Yeah, I believe that AI is already helping me to become a better entrepreneur because I can leverage my time and my knowledge with certain AI tools, like I have AI agents, right? Personal assistants working 24/7 for me. I cannot imagine how it is in 5 years from now.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting that you say that because a few weeks earlier, I had someone from the AI sector here and I interviewed him. And he also said that it won't replace most workplaces, but the ones who are using AI, they will always have the advantage over those who refuse to use the AI in any kind.
They will outperform the people who are left behind.
Yeah.
If you live at this current time, you need to adapt to new innovation, new systems. And yeah, it's just, if you are an entrepreneur, it's just stupid to not understand what technology is going for in the future. Because if you're one of the first, you're always one step ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think technology has no limits like yourself?
Of course, there is always capacity, right, for a certain thing. For a computer, it's storage capacity, for example, how much data you can store, whatever it is. For yourself, it's time. It's time, how you feel, how much capacity do you have for your mental health. So, in my opinion, you can only be successful if you have those things you take care of your mindset, of your health, because that is your baseline, right? That's your foundation. If the foundation is not there, you will never succeed. You need to grow step by step and build the foundation first and then move to the next step.
Yeah, talking about foundation, you started very early. With 14 years of age, I think you started your first e-commerce experience. How did that go?
So, yeah, right. At 14 years old, what year was that? Hold on. I think it was
10 years back.
2015. I was already doing dropshipping. Yeah. People are just talking about it since 2 years from now. Like it's a new trend. Dude, I was doing it before the trend. So, and that's my talent. I've built this talent of finding gaps, trending gaps early. So 10 years ago at 14 years old, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to leverage my time because I was doing track and field, professional track and fields. At the same time, I went to gymnasium, university.
Yeah.
Like the most difficult type of studying in Germany.
Yeah.
And how could I earn some money from a side job? I have no time. So I ended up choosing to go online. I had some followers back in the days. I sold some bracelets, necklaces, whatever it was. But that was my start. Yeah. And then from there, I went from selling accessories, fashion accessories, to opening online shops regarding makeup, regarding pets, so many different industries. And I failed with so many shops, but then it taught me me all about those different industries. So now I have a different point of view 10 years later, obviously, because dropshipping, e-commerce was not my only thing, my only venture. I did tons of ventures in multiple different industries.
Yeah, and one of those ventures was Germany's Next Top Model this year. How was that? Just a quick question on the side note because of curiosity. How was it on the set with the people there and all of the experience?
I would just say it was just a side project. It was never my main goal to be a TV star, right? A reality TV star. It's not meant for me probably. But to be able to have that experience once in your life is obviously, I'm very honored. But then it turned out to be extremely the opposite as I would have expected it to be. So yeah, it's not really like you see it on TV. Backstage is just different. It's not that realistic as it seems.
Okay.
A lot of things are staged, but that is reality TV, right? A TV show needs to be interesting. So they do everything they can to make a TV show interesting. So it's definitely not only about modeling. It's about the characters they choose who can carry the show. That is how business works, right? So if you understand it from that perspective, I don't feel hurt that I got kicked out very early. It's just because my character is too boring for this whole scenery.
This fast food TV.
Yeah, fast forward moving TV. Like they need a character who is funny. Then they need someone who is arrogant. Then they need another type of personality who's a playboy, whatever. So if you don't meet the criteria they're looking for, and I don't know, they did not tell us, right? You must be very lucky to meet one of those, references. So I was unlucky, so I got kicked out early. It was not regarding my modeling experience, etc. I was thinking about it, but...
So it's not Germany's Next Top Model at all. It's only Germany's Next Top Character of this year.
Yeah, that's a good description. Character. It's a character, but it's I'm not talking badly about the show.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand because I did not get a reason why I got kicked out.
Okay.
Which is actually quite sad because I always want to improve. I always love to get criticism, feedback to be able to improve, right? But if I don't get any sentence, why, what is the reason? I just have to, analyze what could it possibly be. And that is probably the reason because
it leaves you wondering and ruminating.
I was wondering, I need to reflect, right? I need to see what the reason was. But it's definitely very interesting show. And it has changed over the past 20 years. This year was the most important, probably 20 years GNTM. And I'm very honored to have been part of it. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah, that's all the questions I have on that. So I can't stress it enough. You're already or only 24 years old, 4 years older than me, and you're already doing so much. We just listed a few on the beginning of the show. How do you do it? Where does all the motivation come from? Because every human needs it for anything. This big word, motivation.
Mm-hmm. People overcomplicate. It's all about motivation on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Motivation is just the idea. What you need after motivation is a plan. And with that plan comes consistency. And then time. Because only if you have a plan which is perfectly outlined, So you have a step-by-step guide to reach the next goal and the next goal and then the end target. And then if you climb the ladder over a consistent period of time, you can only get better over time because you practice and practice again. And this is exactly how I was able to succeed in multiple different industries, because I have developed this system which makes me better every single day in a certain field. And you got to understand that everything is based on numbers. You can break down everything into little steps. So if you just, numbers, if you just multiply by 10, 10x, do it 10 times more every single day, you will grow 10 times more. It's just a numbers game. And people who are good in business, they understand numbers, because all about breaking down your numbers.
So yeah, just a little example from my own experience. I really think about what you're saying right now, because at the end of the day, I always feel motivated. Sometimes more, sometimes not. But when I have the motivation, I start something, and then along the way, I try to be consistent so very, very hardly, but without a plan, to be honest. And after a week or two, I'm asking myself, is that really worth it? Is those $20 I made with TikTok the last 2 weeks really worth all the trouble I went through the last 2 weeks? And there where it starts in my head, normally. So just from my experience, can I really do it? Is that really worth it? Can anybody do it? Just trying to generate excuses, really. So what you're saying is you don't really need motivation, but a plan.
Yeah, fuck motivation. Screw that. You simply need a plan. If your vision is so clear forward and you really have it written down, what do you actually want? That is the first step to success. If that is really, really clear and it's already programmed in your mind, subconsciously, you will do every single step to attain that goal. So let's say you need long-term goals and short-term goals. Like, let's say, for example, next year you want to drive a Lamborghini, which is not rented, which you finance by yourself. But by the end of this year, which is a couple months before, you want to retire your mom, which is like, I don't know, maybe 50K. It's not a Lamborghini, not a 400,000 euros or something. You get the point. So you have one goal and now a second long-term goal for yourself. But in my opinion, my first goal is always to give back to my loved ones. So, and that keeps me really motivated. So motivation is necessary, but you need to clarify, where does your motivation come from and how can you channel that motivation towards your goals. So let's say, okay, you have the two clear goals. What do you need to do next? How can you get this 50K to retire your mom? Okay, break it down. What experiences do you have? How good are you in a certain field? How good are you that you can make profit from that, right? Can you provide a service? Can you start something new? How much time do you have until the end of the year to learn a new skill set, which has a very high outcome? So it's all those evaluations, breaking that down, bringing you to your next step, and that is outlining your perfect plan. So if you found out you're really good at copywriting, okay, why wouldn't you just break it down, study more? How can you be the best copywriter on earth with ChatGPT, leveraging your time, right? Maximizing your time you have until the end of the year, and then reaching out to high performance marketing agencies and cooperate with those, which pay up to 10 grand per month for your services. So just try to find the perfect match to you, for you. There's a lot of online gurus who always talk about, dropshipping is the best thing you can do. Trading is the best thing. Man, it's all a lie. You need to figure it out for yourself. And the only way you can do that is to figure out who you are, where you come from, and where you want to be. And that's actually exactly what I'm breaking down in my own private group. Just helping people, because I had the same struggles. you probably as well.
Yeah. Crazy. So it all comes down to numbers, skills, talent, and the plan that you make yourself. Yeah.
If you don't have a plan, you're just doing things which are extremely unnecessary. Most of the times people end up focusing on the wrong tasks with a very low outcome. So why don't you have this broad point of view? Take your plan, for example, this one, and take a look. What are the 3 most important questions on this list out of 30 questions which have the highest impact to go viral, for example, for this podcast, or which grants you the biggest outcome in business? So that's what I always do. I always evaluate, hey, maybe there's something which is extremely unnecessary, which I can outsource a freelancer from Pakistan to do it for 20 euros. For that task, I would need 1 week, Just think smart and not hard. There's so many tools you can use, so many inexpensive talents you can find through Upwork, Fiverr, whatever it is. You just gotta think wise. Yeah.
What are your experiences with freelancers and everything?
This is definitely very difficult to find good talents.
Okay.
Who can perform on time with a deadline. And where you can find those is basically I think it's better if you run an ad, because it specifically targets this group, right? If you just take a look at Fiverr, to be honest, you end up hiring 20 freelancers and then there's only 1 of 20 who's good. But if you want to do that, I did that too. You end up having 1 person who's extremely good and you hire him for the rest of your life, like I do. I have 1 website developer. He's doing everything for all my websites I need. He's building websites within 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
An entire blockchain website. He did it, I don't know, for 200 euros. You got to find talents who are quite inexpensive, but it still needs to be fair for that talent.
Yeah.
But it's all about numbers too, right? If I can save on building the website, maybe I can use the budget to run more ads. So that's what I mean. Just recruiting is also very important. That skill set you need to develop. And I think I've developed it by myself, but I also had an internship at a very big company here in Germany. I think it's the largest tools manufacturer in Europe.
Siemens?
No, Hoffmann Group.
Okay, yeah.
It's a multi-billion-dollar company. Yeah.
Crazy.
So I did recruiting there for manager positions for just a couple months, but it taught me a couple things.
Gonna write that down to our 5 areas. Just a little dumb side note, just a little question.
Yes.
How does it come that the guys from Pakistan have more value in 20 euros than someone from Germany? Of course, there is everything with all those currency exchanges and all that. I know that. But how does it come that somebody on the world is completely free to do the work that nobody in Germany would do for the same price?
I'll tell you why. There's 20 reasons to go with the person from Pakistan. Okay. First of all, they're extremely thankful for having a job, because it is rare for them to find a job easily in those kind of countries, right?
Okay.
So they take the opportunity, they try to make the most out of it, try to win you as their client long term. Germans are spoiled because of the system. If you hire them, they can even sue you afterwards.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like they take their time. My guys from abroad, from India, from Pakistan, they're available 24/7. They don't care if I message them privately on WhatsApp. If I need something, they're here for me. In Germany, you have time slots to work. If you reach out to your employee outside of their working schedule,
yeah,
they're not responding. They might respond in a week from now. So there's like so many cultural differences which you have to understand. And it's like, at university, the teachers taught me something about cultural differentiations, but it's actually true. I think that's one of the most valuable lessons I've gotten out of university, even though I'm not really a uni fan. But understanding how certain cultures work is extremely important. What they value, so that you can work good with them. You need to understand what they want. How can you provide value? Because if you understand that, for anyone, what do you want? I can provide value, and then you're giving back the value at the same level.
So fairness.
A lot of people, fairness.
So the level of fairness is another one in Pakistan and the one in Germany.
Exactly.
Yeah, coming from the standpoint of being a freelancer in Germany, of course, it's a bit hard to compete with those prices from around, from India and
Very
all
true.
that. Yeah. That's just maybe one of the reasons why it's hard to do it in Germany. Because if I want to do it, I need to do it very, very low to rank myself upwards when I get the trust of one of the hirees.
Yeah, so you gotta also see it from the point of view of buying power of your currency, right? So if let's say I earn in euros and in pounds with my company in London, why would I hire somebody in London or Germany if I can leverage the money I have and pay 5 times less in a country such as India? Because the buying power of the euro is just 5 times stronger. So it's all about these are all the things which just come naturally when I'm thinking about something. But I guess if I just talk about it, there might be some valuable advice for someone.
Yeah, that's with all the inflation and everything. If we really start talking about it, I think we will sit here until tomorrow. So just another topic, your mindset. Yesterday, you put out a video talking about your 24 lessons, and the next lessons will be about the winning mindset. But before we come to that, I just want to know how important is a very good mindset for you, and what means a good mindset to you?
Yeah, a good mindset is a muscle you need to train over and over again. So, right, a good mindset comes from the habits from daily practice every single day. If you drink alcohol on a daily basis, it's obviously a bad habit, resulting into a bad mindset because there's too many distractions which keep you apart from your actual tunnel vision, from your goals.
Okay. So before we go deeper in that, what means mindset to you? Just so we can clarify before you.
So mindset to me is a clarification about something which really resonates with you to attain a goal, a specific goal in that kind of field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And with that, mindset, like I said earlier, if your goals are clear and you develop your habits on a daily basis, there's not really anything which can keep you apart from attaining your goals. So, like I said, it's a muscle you need to train. Mindset, yeah.
Is it the same with winning mindset? What is the winning mindset? What do you need to train to have the winning mindset in the end?
Okay, let's say mindset A is a habit. Mindset B, a winning mindset, is also a habit. So it's just a mindset is a habit, actually, in my opinion. So a winning mindset might be a different level, different practices, right? Different practice over time again. So winning mindset comes with achieving multiple different things after and after again, repetitive. So let's say I was pleased to be German champion in athletics at a very young age, but multiple times. But before that, I was regional champion. I won championships in Munich. Then I won multiple championships in Bavaria, in the state. And then in Germany, but also in between that, so many, 1,200 competitions. So I'm not sure I've won 600 of them. I don't know. But it was practice over time, and that develops your winning mindset, because every single time you try to outperform, I'm not trying to outperform you, I'm trying to outperform myself. And a lot of people focus on beating somebody else when what really matters is to outperform your personal best, right, on a daily basis. And that is my only focus, because we all come from somewhere else. You were born and raised in a very different way than I was. People from another country might have less financial standards, whatever it is. So we all start as an individual, but we need to know where we come from, how we can improve, and what is actually a perfect timeline. Because I cannot compare myself to you, because you have a completely different timeline. You might have different ambitions, different, I don't know, practices you want to do. You get the point. But it's just very important to focus on yourself, on your very own timeline.
Yeah. Don't see the others as enemies, but rather than comrades.
Yeah, but you can definitely see them as your role models. You can learn and study from other people, but always stay true to yourself. Know who you are, where you come from, what was your main plan, and don't try to restructure everything because you saw somebody winning in 1 week in that field where you want to be successful at. And that is the problem of social media, is that you get spoiled with fake information, because all of the gurus are just showing off to sell a course. You need to understand that it's just how marketing works. So that is habits, mindsets, developing multiple different mindsets to become that person to be successful in the future.
Yeah. It's great that you say it, because in my experience, I had a guru like Manjeet. I don't know if you know him.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah, he's
e-commerce.
he's a big one in the whole dropshipping business, and he got me and my mates a bit too late last year.
Up.
Yeah, a bit too hyped up as well.
Yeah.
We got his course and we made it in three months. It was a lot of footage. I'm not saying anything against Manjeet or anything, but the course had a few videos in it. It was a video course that were 2 hours long, and 1.5 hours were just him looking through the settings what to do, rather than telling everybody what to do. So the real content, the real quality content, was only a half an hour.
Oh.
And you watched a whole blockbuster just to get this whole half an hour done. So that's just my experience with those gurus. I don't know if Manjeet comes into this category as well, but he certainly did a few years ago, I think.
I think a lot of social media online coaches are depicted as gurus, and it's a problem in today's society that they are depicted as a scam, and it's not nice for real entrepreneurs. For example, such as I am. I don't want to talk too good about myself in front of the camera, but it's just people who just copy and paste other personal brands, other entrepreneurs, copy the courses, reconstruct them and sell them, are just making the entire industry upset. And it's not good. It just, as an individual, you need to find a person who you can relate to. So relatability is very important. For example, I believe I have a lot of timestamps. I've been through a lot of different fields, experiences in sports, at university, at multiple different businesses. So I can relate to all of my failures, and people might relate to that as well. So find that personality who resonates to where your current stage is, and find synergies. How did they get out of this hole? How did they climb up from that? So yeah, I think that's very important. And a lot of online gurus don't share their entire journey, or just every single video they post is about regarding marketing their course. And I think it's very important to just give out the value first. Like, maybe there's some people who get a lot of value from this podcast. It's just getting multiple different perspectives on certain topics, right?
Yeah, I certainly hope so. On the same note, not talking about gurus, but autobiographies, like the one from Elon Musk, not the best one right now, but Jeff Bezos, all those. Do you recommend to read them, to try to learn how their mindset maybe work, so you can try to do the same practices in your own life?
Oh, I gotta be honest, I'm not a reader.
Okay.
And I don't think it is necessary to be a good reader. Everyone on social media claims that if you are an entrepreneur, you need to be able to read 5 books a month. It's not true, man. Holy shit. Nowadays, we get spoiled with too much information. It's not even necessary to read a single book in 10 years. You get more value out of a 5-second reel on Instagram than reading an entire book. It's just, you need to follow the right people to spoil you with the right content, to manipulate you subconsciously on a daily basis to get you from here to here. And a lot of people just like the sexy ass, the superficial content. And that is obviously manipulating your brain towards a totally the opposite. But if you use every single tool on your phone wisely, you can actually support your vision with out of other apps, whatever it is, subconsciously, to get better at what you want to do, to what you want to accomplish.
So your approach is basically to not delete all the social media apps, but train your social media apps to train you in retrospect to get better. Does it really work?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. So let's say we all use ChatGPT. Maybe I use it more than other people, you as well, I don't know. But you need to train the base model. It needs to know what you want, right? It needs to have information first, data points, and then that way you can channel the more information you give ChatGPT, the better outcome, the better results it will give back. The same way the algorithms work. If you tell them, if you train them, hey, I'm interested in mindset, self-improvement, success, and you like, comment, and share those specific videos which are shown up on your feed on social media platforms, obviously the algorithm is working towards your favor and just distributing, showing you more of that specific content. And that's all I can see. I don't see a single woman on my Instagram. And it's because I am conscious about that. I was consciously training my social media account to just show me what I want to see, to just show me valuable information which I need to become better every single day. Let's say I want to grow my social media account. What I do is I research. It just takes 5 minutes. Just research on Instagram. There's Meta AI. You can now research social media growth. And then the 5 best performers just pop up, right? I follow all of those 5 people, like and share their postings, comment for 10 minutes. And then the algorithm is already trained to show me more content on a daily basis, also from that topic. So it all comes down to your own discipline. People are just not aware of how to use the tools correctly. And yeah, it's just the same for ChatGPT, for social media, for whatever tools it is. You need to put in the right information, and then you will get the right feedback.
That's actually kind of crazy that you tell me right now. It clicks in my head completely. So I find it very interesting. In retrospect, you're saying not the algorithm is the reason we get dumber, but because we want to be dumber. The algorithm shows us the footage.
It's your decision. Yeah.
Completely
People
makes sense.
Decide every single day what they want to see. And if you're not clear about that, and that's why I'm talking about it, to make people aware of that, just change it. Just see it from outside. What does the Instagram platform want from you? What does Google, YouTube want from you? They want data. They want to understand you. They want to show you the next perfect ad to sell you something. If you understand that, because I've did marketing, I've launched YouTube, Google ads, Facebook ads, and if you understand that from the other point of view, as a businessman, you understand how the algorithms work, and that's why myself as a consumer, I know exactly how I can train the models to show me the right information.
That's crazy. Yeah. So actually, I have multiple accounts. The one for Live Decoded and of course a personal one. And on Live Decoded, I actually trained the algorithm because I don't use it that much.
Yeah.
Obviously, only to have those motivational videos. All those hope core things and David Goggins shouting in my face to go run and stop crying, bitch, and all that. Yeah. And it actually works half of the time. Not always, but yeah. Maybe I should do that more. Yeah. Crazy. Okay. So, do you have any specific exercises that everybody out there can just copy and get a better mindset for the future? I know nobody should copy you, but just some stars.
I'm sure you've all seen this extremely muscular man who's showing his daily routine, right? The funny guy who's, I think so, who's putting his face into cold water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and drinking the water and promoting the water. Right, it's a brand. It's a marketing scheme. Of course, man.
I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah, nobody knows that. He's promoting this water brand every single day. Can you imagine how much he earns from that? I bet a lot.
I follow that guy, and I didn't know that's all about the water bottle.
Probably. That's how I see it. I saw the first video. I was like, damn, what is that water brand? Yeah. So right, and that's how. You see how I think about videos? I consume content with the right mindset. Yeah. I don't consume it to spoil myself and to make myself dumb.
Yeah.
But I try to always reflect and why and what are the reasons why this video went viral? Why are they using specific, camera angles to make it go viral? What is that brand? So I try to analyze everything. That's just me. But you need to train that personality because that's very important. For you to become a good entrepreneur, you need to be a perfect analyzer. You need to be a perfectionist. And I want to be perfect at anything I do, which might sound like a bad habit, but it just keeps me pushing forward to be better at something which I've already accomplished. So it's just, everyone is different, right? But that's just what works for me. Yeah. But regarding your question, morning routine, right? Routines in general. If I have a morning routine, figure out what suits you well. I don't believe that caffeine in the morning is good, is healthy. It's definitely not healthy because it manipulates your current state in the morning. It boosts you and you get that instant energy boost, but then after a few minutes, after half an hour, it decreases. Maybe you should try out matcha, okay? That's also not the best way to start your morning, but it's delicious and
really
it's more power reserving throughout the day.
I had one with my girlfriend in London just 2 weeks ago, and I thought it was really disgusting. Really, I just had 2 sips. It was a strawberry also.
Okay.
Matcha strawberry. I don't know how they combine it, but for me it was just dirt. Or was it just the wrong cafe?
Dirt?
Yeah, it really it tasted like dirt.
I think it's
can't really describe it anymore.
Like green tea on a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so okay, try to not boost your state, your current state, energy state with external factors, because you need to find those things which can actually keep you motivated every single day, and that are your goals, a clear vision, a good plan. For example, what I do and what I really need is to go to the gym, work out. I need exercise because I was born and raised with doing sports. I did football, soccer, tennis, professional track and fields every single day. I trained every single day as a child. So right now, if I miss 1 or 2 days of sports, I can feel that I'm not myself. So it's like, it's an addiction, but it's a healthy addiction. So you can train yourself on healthy addictions, right? Figure that out. What is a healthy addiction for you? Maybe people want to lose more weight. Then try to figure out why you gain so much weight, man. Skip your breakfast because you burn the most calories in the morning after you wake up. So yeah, just find ways which are suitable to yourself, and then that is already a good morning habit. What I do in the morning is just not go on my phone directly, but actually the evening before I have a clear to-do list for the next day. I take another look in the morning at this to-do list for that entire day, break it down into half an hour steps, and then I'm ready to go, ready to shoot my to-do list. And that is how I get 10 times more done than other people.
What? Okay. So just getting addicted to healthy habits. And
yeah, exactly.
In one sentence. Just let me throw a question in there. Nothing that was on the script or anything. I just thought about it yesterday evening to be a fun question to ask you. Do you think of yourself to be enough in all areas of life?
Probably not, because I'm always trying to accomplish something in a new sector. Not every day, but in some time sequences throughout the year. I feel like being happy comes from satisfying yourself first over others. So this is a life lesson I needed to learn, to not only satisfy other people, but really just focus what I actually want, and that way I can be a better person. And what was your question?
If you think of yourself that you're enough,
that you're worthy, that's the only way that you feel that you're worthy, if you do things for yourself and you clarify with yourself that it will never be perfect. And it's okay, because what is more important to me is to learn new lessons. Learning new lessons equals failure. There's no such term as failure to me. It's just a new lesson learned. And it's actually, I also became addicted to learning new lessons, making new failures, getting through those, instead of succeeding always over and over again. It's boring, because the journey has to be like this. That's your entire journey. What is life if it would just be like this? It needs to be some, getting back up, failing, getting back up again. It's a funny story.
And you fell in love with it, right?
I fell in love with it, yeah. And you need to clarify that with yourself. And then you feel accomplished by yourself. And then that is number one goal, to feel satisfied with yourself. And that is what a lot of people do wrong, is they go into a relationship without having accomplished things for themselves first. And then they try to seek for that, second half to help them to attain the missing pieces, to find the missing pieces. In my opinion, you need to find those missing pieces for yourself first, because nobody else, even though somebody might understand you, nobody else knows exactly what you need, what you want, because the only person who knows you the best is yourself. Yeah. So try to find the missing pieces for yourself, and then only from that stage, after that stage, you should find a partner, and then you should also satisfy your family afterwards. But you are your main character. It's like a movie, and you need to play that movie and need to write your script for the perfect movie to become that perfect main character in life.
What do you declare as missing pieces? So just an example, maybe.
Okay. So I believe that for a lot of guys, it's financial success, which is a kind of a missing piece. They want to attain that goal so badly. We see that over and over on social media, success stories, etc. We all try to, resonate to that and try to compare. So if you are really dissatisfied with your current state of, financial means, try to figure out a way how you can solve that issue. And then you can basically make yourself stronger to have a clear mind if you do other things. Because most of the times people are just so frustrated and caught up because they don't have the financial, standards they need in order to think out of the box.
Yeah.
You get the point?
I get your point, but my viewpoint is completely different to them.
What's your point? What's your missing piece?
I'm now in a relationship for 2 years. So it started when I was 18 years of age. Of course, not financial and by all means not completely free. But without her, I don't know if I would have come so far as I did now. With her, I got my highest degree yet. I'm going through my studies while trying to go financial free, and she's just helping me, and I try to help her. And I just think that we enhance each other or complement each other perfectly. And I think if you find that partner, it can help you get those missing pieces, if you know what I mean.
I totally agree with that. So we all are different, right? You are that specific type. You might feel greatly surrounded by a partner who knows exactly what you want and who can support yourself. I am an individual who wants to accomplish things completely by myself because I've just been raised, or that was my story, right? I did everything by myself until this point, and it's just not too suitable to me if somebody else comes into my my path, if I want to accomplish the missing pieces first. But then, for me, let's talk about a relationship. It can only come into place once I've figured out a few other missing pieces for myself. But hey, that's me, right? Like I said, everybody's different. You should be very honored to have found the right partner. It is very rare to find. I've tried. I have tried to find the right partner, but I have failed, right? And for my own experience, I've just, I don't know, not wasted too much time on that task, but it's that task to find the right partner is just not as important as other tasks to find the missing pieces for myself first. That's why I have this completely different timeline as you guys have. So yeah, you just figure it out. You need to figure it out for yourself. What type of personality are you? Do you need someone to motivate you on a daily basis? Can you find the motivation by yourself with your clear vision, whatever it is? And if you need some support, check out my link in bio.
No, I think it's completely beautiful because that's what individuality is in its core. It's not that everybody else is looking completely different. It's just that everybody else has other priorities, other goals and all that. And that just makes you you.
Exactly. And unique. Yeah. Don't try to change.
Yeah.
Uniqueness is so attractive.
Yeah, talking about uniqueness, of course, you're coming from self-improvement. You're always trying to improve yourself. But of course, with not always being enough. Of course, you said you probably will never be enough for yourself. But doesn't that come with a kind of pressure for yourself?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I put myself into a lot of pressure. Not only myself, obviously, parents are most of the times also putting pressure on you, right? Because they want you to be a good son or daughter, and they have their vision about their children, and that vision is already old school from 20-30 years ago, because now we live in a different time zone. And you need to understand that, like I said earlier, for me, it was important to also show my parents out of respect that I do whatever I can to satisfy my parents. But then simultaneously, I really wanted to attain my own personal goals. So, and that put a ton of pressure on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Additionally, doing professional sports, I have 5 coaches. I didn't do only one kind of sports. I did 10 fields. I did the whole package.
Because your parents wanted it or you wanted it?
No, I wanted it, but then I got scouted from other coaches as well. So not only from sports, from parents, from myself, then also from business, from music. I had a music teacher as well. All that pressure built me, made me resistant, and made me believe that I can attain any goals I wanted to. And that built my character. And now my character, I can say my character is now so strong that I don't really care if I have a fucking pimple here and that goes viral. I don't care.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the only thing what really matters is if I am able to do what I love, and if I'm able to share that with the people I love. And the moment you understand that, then you can really just focus on yourself, on your very own journey. Just don't get distracted, and I don't really care what other people think. And that mindset is very important, and that mindset is what a lot of people don't have. A lot of models did not have when they, attended Germany's Next Top Model. They ended up being really extremely frustrated after getting kicked out of the show because they are just not mentally, built to sustain that pressure from outside, the hate which is coming.
Yeah.
But I was posting an Instagram reel. I think the caption was, "Did you like my walk?" And then there's a poll, yes, no. And I think 85% in the first month clicked on no. So I had I sorted out 24,000 people who actively clicked on the no button. But hey, it boosted my freaking reel to 7.6 million views. So I don't freaking care. So you got to build the mindset to really be so mentally and physically strong that it doesn't really matter if anything happens from outside, because the only thing what matters is truly what you believe in.
Do you mind if I ask how long did it take? How long did it take to get this mindset, to be this resistant against hate and everything around it? How long do you just reckon? How long do you think it take?
I would say you cannot break that down to time necessarily. You can break that down to experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very honored to have gone through so many stages in life with multiple different experiences. I mean, I missed out on being a multimillionaire 4 times. And I've lost so much money. You cannot imagine how much money I lost at 17 years old. That's what other people might earn at 40 years old. So I've been through a lot of stages very, very early in life, which I'm very, very thankful for. That really built me. And now I'm just at a different level now than 2 years ago, than 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So it's the most important thing you need to study and learn throughout your entire journey is to self-reflect and learn the valuable lessons which you were pleased and which you need to be thankful for having experienced those failures. Because that is the only way that failures, like I said, failure equals lesson learned. Those lessons are the only way that build your mindset for the future and build your character so you can become the best version of yourself in the future.
So you learned to use a lot of tools in the first years, and then now you can just use them. The hammer in the right hands. Yeah.
Now I learned about tools. I learned about how to do certain skills. Now I have those skills which are necessary. For example, like I said, I went to a recruiting multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
I did recruiting for a couple months. Okay, now I can recruit. But then I did it by myself as well afterwards. I did not stick in the information in my ass from that firm. I did actually put it into practice, and that is what is missing. at university is the actual practice. I did not go to university to learn new things, but it's unfortunately a degree which investors also are highly attracted to see, that you are committed for 4 years to do something and finish something. That is what is the value behind a piece of paper, a piece of degree. So that's the only reason I did that. But like I said, I had to build skill sets as an entrepreneur: recruiting, time management, teamwork, marketing, product development, whatever it is. So I went through all of those different stages and try to be perfect, because I want to be a perfectionist, right? But now I have developed those skills from multiple different industries, and whatever I start now is a totally different stage as 10 years ago, with a totally different knowledge. Yeah, and that knowledge I'm basically also sharing in my group, by the way. Yeah, to just help the people to skip that phases where I had to go through. I had to go through shitty phases you cannot imagine. I had to lose it all, not only 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, maybe 10 times. I lost everything, every single penny. Also, yeah, I don't know. I was also in debt. So it's a lot of things which I did not even tell my parents. So I had to do and come out of those gaps by myself, completely by myself, because I was so ashamed of myself that I wanted to, get back up completely by myself as well, because it was my problem. I did that by myself. So that's also a very, very valuable lesson. If something happens to you, first of all, try to figure it out for yourself. Can you get out of that by yourself? But then what I did not do, what I highly advise you to do, is to find a character who can help you with some advice, not with money to help you out of a certain situation. But the more advice you can get at a very early stage, the more really serious problems you can skip. And those valuable insights I want to share, because I just don't wish that other people have to go through that shithole.
Yeah. But just out of curiosity, maybe it's a bit of a bad question, but doesn't it, you have your own group where you help others to get successful, obviously. Doesn't it make you one of the gurus as well? You know what I mean? Because it's on the same platform with maybe the same kind of reels and everything. Nothing against you, just asking out of curiosity.
It's like unfortunately, it's like putting myself into a position. Imagine I open an OnlyFans account. People will immediately depict OnlyFans with doing some,
Yeah, okay, that's true.
some weird stuff. The same thing goes for online gurus. Unfortunately, it's an industry where there's a lot of scammers, and that is what made the industry kind of unsecure for new customers, right? And that is very unfortunate. But what I believe is that, like I said earlier today, it's just more important if people can actually resonate to what I believe in, what I say, what I share. There might be enough synergies for them to understand that I truly come from something, truly had my own experiences, and that might help out the person in a specific field, right? So I've been through a lot of different fields. I just want to share my values, my experiences, my lessons learned, and that is the most important thing, my structures. I have broken down my structures, which accelerated my career to being successful at anything I want to now. I can confidently say that because I've just proven it for myself a lot of times. So there is concepts which I've developed by myself, which I just want to share, and I'm not advising people to focus on dropshipping because that's the thing to do. I'm just trying to help people with their current situation, current state, to to become that person, to also become successful at anything they want to. I think that's a different approach.
Yeah, of course. And also you give away your learnings in parts for free, like your video yesterday.
So much. Yeah. I give away so much value for free, that's true. And to be honest, like even I've paid for courses which cost me $6,000 or something. I've been through phases where I've lost over 200,000 euros in 2 weeks or something. So those lessons learned should usually be sold for the same price, right? Because I had to lose that price. You get the point. But yeah, I just don't do that. I don't want to sell too high ticket. I actually have a very reasonable offer, I believe. And if there's some people who want my advice, why not?
And you also have this new series with 24 lessons from 24 years, obviously. And your video yesterday was about the comfort zone. And I just wanted to ask you, what does it mean to go out of the comfort zone? Of course, it's not laying in bed, just trying to go out, meet new people and everything. But where did it help you in your career, especially?
So getting out of the comfort zone means to do things which you're not used to do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of, again, social media gurus talking about, get out of your comfort zone, jump in the cold water, which helps you to get you out of the comfort zone, is true. But if you actually, let's say, okay, for example, this is here. This is the box.
Okay.
This is the box you live in.
We have a power bank for the guys listening. Yeah.
And then you are in this box. You go to school. I think you've heard that multiple times. You go to school, then go to high school, university, probably end up with a new job. And then you're in this hamster wheel, just circling through this box. Getting out of the comfort zone means, like I said, to do things which you are usually not used to do. So let's say you don't usually do sports. That is already out of the comfort zone. Do sports tomorrow. If you don't eat healthy, try to make yourself one salad a day. Also, comfort zone, getting out of that is putting yourself in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
Do this, do a podcast. Dude, it doesn't cost anything. You all have a phone. Right?
Yeah. Besides the devices and everything, but yeah, I get your point. Yeah,
you get the point. So, and it's really just to put yourself into very uncomfortable situations accelerates your personal growth 10 times faster. And that's what I do on a daily basis. That's actually one of my morning routines, habits, to jump in the first 2 minutes after I woke up. I jump in the very cold ass shower. Really?
You do that kind of stuff? Really?
I do that.
Every day?
Every day. I cannot shower warm anymore. It's
really?
Yeah, it's almost uncomfortable to me to shower warm.
How long did you do it?
I'm not used to it. 2 years or something.
Wow, okay. I did it for 1 week. For 1 week, and then it was done. And not after jumping out of bed, but in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Of course, with the summer days, the summers get warmer from year to year, and then I thought it would be a good idea. And it was. But I didn't have any value from it. And that's actually my next question. If you go out of your comfort zone and you check, oh, it's not working for me, even if it's something very healthy. Let's say some guys don't have anything to do with fitness.
I gotta interrupt.
Yeah?
Most of the times you don't see the benefits because you don't do it too long.
Oh, okay.
Most of the times people just try it for a very short period of time.
Like a week?
Like a week, yeah. And they only... people only tend to do things over a long time if they saw success from somebody else in that field. Let's say, why do people go to the gym for 2 years? Because they know that every single day, if they go to the gym, after 1 or 2 years, they will see muscle growth or, weight loss. Because it is a proof of concept. People have proven that. But if there is a thing which is new which is uncomfortable, which has not been proven yet. People are very uncomfortable with trying that new thing over a long time, and that is what separates me from others, and you hopefully as well.
One day.
Like for example, let's take AI as an example. I've used ChatGPT 3 years ago very actively. People use ChatGPT in Germany only since this year. Most of the people at my university. Why? Because 3 years ago, ChatGPT was so new. But I saw the potential. I wanted to try it out. I wanted to give it a chance. And I was 2 years ahead of everyone in Germany, probably, because I've actually, I think I had a VPN to use it from the US or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So those kind of things, or maybe it was 4 years ago. I don't know specifically.
Yeah, because it came out 2 years ago, and then everybody used it, and then the Gartner hype cycle came, and everybody was completely hyped, and then they knew, okay, it's not that great for everybody, but most of them never got to the productivity stage.
Yeah, and that's the only way. How do you get to a sustainable habit is if you do daily practices, on a daily basis over a specific time period.
Great. Okay. So from self-improvement, we go on to, with the comfort zone. You had a video, and you also said in the video to burn the boats. Now, very, very deep question. What boats are you burning? Every single one. And I don't think you will burn the connection to the family or anything like that. So which boats should I burn and what boats not?
Oh, that's a very good question. Thanks for looking so deeply into my reel from yesterday. I appreciate it. Yeah. I love that people actually consume my content the right way. Thank you. So burning the boats is getting yourself loose from distractions, from the things which are more unnecessary in comparison to other things which can bootstrap yourself to your next goal, right? So basically, let's say example, burning the boats regarding, I had so many people who came up to me after this TV show, Germany's Next Top Model. They want something from me. Everyone wants something from you if you're a public figure, or if they know that you made something or you're known for something. I had to burn the boats. I had to decline every single offer.
Okay.
For a specific time period, because it was just so much noise that I was really depressed a little bit.
Really?
I had a clear vision for this year, but there was 1 month in February, just recently, where I was sick. I was so sick because of so much, maybe not pressure, but so much action going around me, going towards me, so much opportunities that it's just, we live in this world of spoiled opportunities. It's too much noise, that you really need to put your head down and focus on what you really wanted to accomplish. That is why it's so important to keep track of your goals, that you will be able to figure out immediately if there's a boat which you need to burn, which is just another opportunity or another thing which is just distracting you from attaining your goals, which are most important to you.
So it's more opportunities and which you pick and which not to jump on.
To me, it was, yeah.
Okay, so just in the end, 2 short questions. Does money make you happier in life?
That's a question which is often asked, and I do believe it makes you happy because it solves a lot of issues. It can release you from pressure, financial pressure. You might have monthly expenses to cover. So obviously it makes me more happy if I have more financial means, because I don't need to necessarily think about finances all the time. So it definitely gives me some relief of that. And also with money, you can buy material things which make yourself happy, or which might also make other people happy with gifting things which they really like. For example, my mom likes flowers. If I buy her flowers, she will be happy. So you can buy certain things to make yourself or other people feel happy, but obviously it's not all about money. You can also be happy without financial means. It just comes down to what do you value for yourself the most, and that is different for everybody else. But I believe that it just makes a lot of things easier to have more financial success.
Okay. So just the last question that I actually ask every single guest in here. Do you have any message that you want to get out to the audience, young people, older people in their lives? And yeah, just what you want to say to them.
Definitely. We all live in a world which is spoiled of so many opportunities and information that you tend to compare yourself with so many other personalities. And I got caught up with that too often. And I want you to be aware of that. It's just so important to really understand yourself, to stay unique, to do things for yourself and not for anybody else is a very, very important lesson. And to just improve on a daily basis. It's as simple as that. Just figure out what you want, what you really want, and try to work towards that goal every single day, whatever it takes. I've done business pitches completely with a hangover in Miami to raise capital, to raise $2 million. And those Silicon Valley investors are still interested in what I'm doing for my next ventures. They're still asking me. So do things, whatever it takes, however you feel, but make sure you do it every single day. And then you will 100%, 1,000%, I guarantee you will be successful in the future. That's the formula.
What a way to end a podcast. Okay, so get drunk in Miami and yeah, try to get investors from Silicon Valley. Great. Man, thank you so much. I value everything you said the last 1 hour. It's the longest podcast yet, and I still have so many questions. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for being here. Where can the viewers learn more about you or join your group if anybody out there thinks you're talking about them right now and they're in that point in life? Where can they get your help or stay tuned with your life?
Okay, I do have 3 groups for 3 different stages of personalities, but I want you to check out my completely free group if you want to. It's called the Wonderkind Circle, and Wonderkind comes from the German language. It's basically a child which basically,
Fabulous.
is fabulous and makes wonders come into life. And that is, in that group, I'm sharing valuable lessons which I've learned out of my own experiences to become a wonderkind and to become that personality to succeed at anything I set my mind to. That's a free group. Then I have a second group where I'm hosting live sessions every single week. I have more valuable insights, really, really just tailored to my own experiences, my breakdowns, my success formulas for you to just copy and paste step by step by my proven systems for your very specific scenario, to how to attain that goal, how to build a good structure, how to build a mental state, a mindset, how to build structures, systems, whatever it takes to succeed at anything you want as well. That is a paid subscription. And then there's a third tier for the people who really want to make an impact. It's a 12-week program breakdown with, online lessons, video courses with my own face, where I'm basically structuring and outlining every single thing on a weekly basis. It's like a course. You will learn 100 times more from that course than from your freaking university. I gotta tell you.
Or school.
Because this like really is practical information. It's not only theoretical. I want to I want to share insights from actual practice, not from theoretical things.
Be better than all the gurus.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, man.
Thanks for listening.